There's a lot to speak about Amish sir, so I'll try to crisp it out. So Amish sir has 22 plus years of experience in international experience actually in forensic audit, investigation, system audit, data analytics, machine learning, process engineering in ERP, SAP, and CBS environment. He delivers professional services to regulators like TRAI, RBI, police, cyber cell. Interesting, right? He has industry expertise in media, shipping, and BFSI intermediaries. He is also a faculty at Gujarat Science University for Executive Management course, faculty at National Academic for Direct Taxes, conducted workshops on data analytics and forensic accounting for income tax official at AICIT, ITO, AO grades. He's also designed structure for 3 days workshop of CAT tools and conducted various sessions pan-India. I'm sure who all have attended AICA level 1 would know Amish sir very well. Thank you. We welcome Amish sir.
Thank you so much, Vibha. And we are really inspired, Amish sir. Now I request CA Ketan Sia sir, CA Dr. Fenil Shah sir, and CA Piyush Chandak sir to extend and CA Abhishek Damne sir to come on stage and extend a memento as a token of appreciation. Thank you so much. Starting with this session, now I invite CA Amish Thakkar sir to come on the stage and take the dais.
हेडसेट है वो वाला नहीं है शेयर करते
A very warm welcome to each one of you, and thank you for coming again on day 2. That itself shows that you are inquisitive to understand more about AI and gain much insights as to how AI will help you in your profession as well as in your career as an employee in any organization. The topic given to me today is how AI is going to help you in your auditing practice. As a chartered accountant, we are experts in accounts, audit, and tax. So this is one of the core pillars of our practice. Whether you are into industry or you are into your own practice, this is one of the major revenue earning stream for all of us, isn't it? Today my endeavor would be to help you understand in what way AI can be integrated into our audit practice. With that in mind, I will not show you any PPT, rather I would straight away take you to some live hands-on session. So you gain that visibility as to what are the capabilities of AI and where all I can use it in my practice. So in the limited time that I am being assigned, I have designed my session to give you a visibility on two stages of audit. First and foremost is design strategy, where I can use AI to design my audit strategy, starting from audit committee charter to designing and developing an engagement letter, then moving forward to an audit calendar, then moving forward to audit plan and program, then to audit checklist for a particular area of check, and then once your audit is over, how AI can help you in drafting the audits observation. And then a major part of audit is analysis of data. We use Excel extensively. So I have tried to give you some of the examples of how using AI we can automate certain routine tasks of performing some checks in the data. And it's just a small example considering the time given, and that will just give you a perspective on the capability of the AI. A lot can be done, okay? So the session is going to be in two major stages. One is at the strategy level and the other is on the data analysis. Whatever information you collect from Tally, SAP, ERP, how are you going to analyze and find your audit observations? Again, keeping the entire framework in mind, right? What are the frameworks applicable to an auditor in India? So first and foremost, we have to abide by our own mother institute's auditing guidelines, standards on auditing, followed by various regulatory frameworks, which is our Companies Act. Then if you are doing an audit for bank, then RBI's requirement. If you are doing for any listed companies or for any stockbroker, then NSE, BSE, SEBI requirements. So a host of regulatory framework is applicable to all of us. Now, manually remembering all these rules and regulations while planning the audit, executing the audit, delivering the audit report is really next to impossible. And you all have at some or the other point in time gone through this pain statement. What is the pain area? That we have got a team of people who have done the audit. Then some of them have left in between. Some of them are not available when our audit report requires some explanation from some of the third parties who are consuming our audit report. How many have gone through this? Just a raise of hand. Many, isn't it? About 25% of the audience have faced it. That team doesn't stick to us. But the good thing is AI will, right? AI will remain with you. AI will become your honest slave. You can be a good master, right? And it will never leave you. In fact, it is going to improve. And the day will come where it will become the most experienced staff in your office. Those who have attended AICA Level 1 course would appreciate this fact. They might have realized this. What I'm saying is that the more time you provide to this AI, the better it becomes. AI is like a human being. For the first time in the history, we are dealing with the technology which behaves like a human being, with only two exceptions. It is invisible and it has got no feeling and emotion. Right? Other than that, it is as good as a human being. So imagine that you have got an AI like an article assistant. You have kept on mentoring, training, guiding this article. This article has become CA, stayed with you over several years, and now reached at the partner level. Many of you would have gone through this journey also. Now what if that partner is leaving your firm? It's a big blow to our practice. Lot many client goes, the dependency on one person, but trust me, this will never leave you. In fact, it will keep you, enriched, empowered to handle larger business with the limited resources. So, glimpse of it is what I'll try to give you in whatever time has been allotted to me. So, first of all, I've just opened one GPT in front of you. GPT can be anything. I've just opened one chat GPT in front of you. The key is to customize these GPTs to suit our requirements, right? Like we have a specific role that we provide to our clients. Like I am having an expertise into forensics, systems audit, but if somebody comes to me and say, file my income tax return or provide consultation on GST, then I have to say sorry. I have to refer it to my partners or my professional colleagues because my forte is not into direct tax and indirect tax. Similarly, this GPT has to be given some role, right? And being an AI session in audit today, we will give this GPT the role of an auditor, right? So, I'm sure in one or the other way, you all might have used AI, but before you start using it, you have to provide the role to this GPT. You have to give some instructions that when you enter into my office, these are the rules and regulations that you need to follow, right? If I am Amish Thakkar at home, I am a son of my parents, I am an obedient husband to my wife, right? And then I am father to my kids. When I go to office, I am a partner in my firm. When I am here, I am a faculty. So a single individual handles different roles in different forums. Similarly, friends, this GPTs needs to be trained and given different roles. So the first important step for you to begin using AI is to train them, give them some role, right? Have you ever appeared for an interview without knowing the job description? I like to work in Google. Google में ओपनिंग है, मैंने जाके इंटरव्यू के लिए अप्लाई कर दिया. ऐसे नहीं होता, right? We need to see whether the job description is suitable to us or not. Same way, friends, this GPT, you cannot just start typing the prompt and assuming that it will give you an answer. You have to first give the role, and accordingly the GPT will give you the answers. So, I've just given you a glimpse of what I have written here. So I said, hey, look, you are my staff going forward. So the moment I enter ChatGPT using this particular email ID, you have to behave as if you are my staff. And when you behave as if you are my staff, you have to take this role. You also act as an expert chartered accountant and provide your responses in a professional advisory and, since I am using your replies to offer professional advisory and consultation services, I want your responses in a professional tone like consultant. Something like this, whatever suits your requirement, you have to put it over here. This is the start point for training this particular GPT. Then there's a whole lot of big list that I have written, but considering the time at hand, we will not go into that detail. But this is the prerequisite. You have to tell the GPT and give them a specific role. Now, having done so, comes the next thing to start getting the work done from these GPTs. So what I have done is, I have taken a statutory audit and tax audit practice for our today's session. So, as far as statutory audit is concerned, what do you see on your screen is a statutory audit plan and program which I have got this developed using just one prompt. Right? Today we must be using a lot of solutions, a lot of softwares for managing audit working papers, for managing the progress of audit. Everything is generated using one single prompt. So I'm showing you the output first, and then I'll show you the method of generating this and how easy it is. Right? So This is a comprehensive framework for CA firms in India, compliant with Companies Act as amended up to November, ICAI standards, and the best global framework available for conducting audit. Now, if you see, it has given me the regulatory framework, what all is applicable to a statutory auditor in India, what are the key updates as per the amendments to Companies Act, what are the steps a statutory auditor needs to follow, right? I see some of the youngsters over here who may or may not have sufficient experience, say, in this domain, and they want to start their practice. Now, today, it is possible for you, without having any prior experience, seeking their guidance and mentorship, right? Like today, I am not afraid of going and meeting clients, even if I don't have any knowledge, right? Today, if somebody comes and says, "ये GST council meeting में क्या changes आया and how it is going to impact my business," I am not afraid. I will say, "Okay, give me half an hour and I will get back to you with such a nice, flashy presentation," right? So this I have developed in less than 10 minutes, right? So it gives me a proper understanding of the execution, how my entire statutory audit is going to be executed. So what am I supposed to do pre-engagement? What am I supposed to do as far as my audit planning is concerned? What am I supposed to do during execution? And then I have to submit this report before AGM so that my report gets presented to the larger forum in the AGM, right? Now this is just a one tab. Similarly, I will not go through in detail in every tab, but you just look at the elaboration that it has given. This is the entire engagement letter template, considering our institute's requirement, the standard clauses that we have, right? Right, and then this is the engagement letter checklist. Independence confirmation obtained from all audit team members. Eligibility certificate under section 141. Engagement letter signed by authorized signatories, and so on and so forth. So even if you have no idea, they can give you a good guidance about how to go ahead and do this practice. Similarly, these are the initial kickstarters. Now that your engagement letter is signed, you can officially start your planning. And look at this, audit planning and risk assessment, referring to standards on auditing. So understanding the client, SA 315, materiality, SA 320, risk assessment procedures, audit strategy documents, right? Then comes the execution. So if you are doing an execution of financial statement statutory audit, you will start with PPE, right, as part of the balance sheet. Then you will move to investments, then inventories, and even then within those, what all documents or the focus areas, that also is given by AI, right? Now to get this, you have to train, and to know how to train, you have to undergo some formal training from our institute's courses. We will give you or induct you thoroughly on how do we do this. Then these are the other areas which you as a statutory auditor would study and examine. Then comes the checklist, which is the most important and the heart of our audit. For every item, we have got a checklist over here, right? Planning, field work. I can elaborate each and every point further, but considering the time, I have kept it concise and summarized. Then compliance checklist, whether as a statutory auditor, I have complied with all of this requirement. Then CARO if applicable, other statutory compliances, etc., etc. Then documents required, what all I would collect from my clients. It's a long list. And then finally, the report part. So what you have observed is entire life cycle of a statutory audit. And the good thing is, to generate this, let me show you the prompt that I have written. And I'll show you. See, this 5-line prompt, 5-pointer prompt is what has developed this entire. I will enlarge this so that you can. How cool it is? to get such a elaborate, comprehensive, end-to-end life cycle of a statutory audit for somebody who doesn't even have enough experience. So use AI as your mentor or a guide when it comes to strategic planning. You may have an experience in doing tax audits, but this technology has brains of billions of such chartered accountants' work. Millions of audit reports are already there in the LLM. So the amount of insights which this technology can generate for you will be an eye-opener. You may have missed out something which this technology may give you an insight, right? So now I'll show you where I put this prompt and how I got this generated. See, this is the prompt I have put in here, and everything that I have shown you is generated here. So if I click over here, it will show you exactly the same file which I have just shown you. Not this one. In fact, allow me a minute. So this is the prompt that I gave to Claude, which is one of the GPT, and this is what I just showed you. Hope you are appreciating the power of how AI can help you in one of the area like this, right? Now, I became a little greedy because it started giving me so much and better than my expectation. So I requested the GPT to give me a draft of engagement letter. So it has given me the standard template on engagement letter as well. Right? If you give this GPT your form's letterhead, it can actually give you a pre-filled template. You have to just digitally sign. Right? So this is a template which it has generated. I've already done this execution ahead of the session so that we save time, because it takes a lot of time to create all this. So specifically for this session, I've already created this, but I'm showing you from where I created this. So I created this using Claude. Similarly, I created statutory audit checklist and working tools. Let me show you that as well. Now this is my next big document that I got generated only from that one prompt. Now it is showing me the materiality calculator, right? It says that select your benchmark of materiality as per SA 320. So I said my materiality is total expense and amount is 20,000 and it should be 2%, say for example. It has actually given me the calculation with a detailed note. Now the key thing for a statutory audit is audit documentation, the assumptions, the rationales, and a tool like this. This is actually your software. Instead of you buying and subscribing to a software, you can develop something like this just with the simple prompts, right? And then your audit documentation will be meticulous, right? So it is now generating the materiality, overall materiality, performance materiality, thresholds, right? And then qualitative considerations when it comes to setting up the materiality, whether the company, the auditee is a listed company or there are any loan related defaults, or is it your first year audit engagement? Because when you are joining as a first time as a statutory auditor, your compliance requirements are on a higher side as compared to a next subsequent year's auditor. Then if you know of any internal control weakness, then the materiality level will go up. And any regulatory non-compliances that you have identified from the books or from notes to accounts, then you can tick, and accordingly it will increase the materiality level for you. Now, planning checklist. Have a look at this. Planning phase must be completed before commencing substantive audit procedures. All items marked as mandatory must be completed. So if your team comes and goes, this tool, the standard approach, will remain. So you need not teach or train or mentor your articles, your staff. Let them leave. It doesn't matter, because now your processes are set, isn't it? You have to just follow and keep improving on it. And trust me, if you train your GPTs well, they only will tell you that now these new things have come up. Would you like to improvise? Which staff will come up front and tell you that there's a better version of mine, I can help you to do better. Whereas human nature is, chal raha hai, chalne do. I am only getting salary, so it's okay, I don't want to burden myself. But this staff upfront will tell you there's a better version available, these are new changes. Shall I incorporate and give you the revised version? Right? So you have a look at this very comprehensive planning checklist. You can take it and you can update the status, write some notes. Everything what you're doing in a software, I've just generated using this simple prompt. Right? And everything can be printed, can be exported to PDF, can be saved. Even these are HTML files. You can share it with anybody. They are very low size files. These are all codes written in HTML at the back end. Right? So when it comes to sharing, it becomes really easy. It is no complex program which is hosted on a cloud. You need an internet to access, nothing. Just carry this in your laptop locally without internet. You can save the versions of this file. So a comprehensive audit solution is just created in front of you. And trust me, it took me only 10 minutes. While I left my home and I reached here, I did it in the car today. So imagine the power. You have to just equip yourself with the capabilities of this tool. You have to spend every day 15 minutes with this technology and you will become your own version 2.0. Right? Then execution checklist, section 143.3, CARO report. See, entire CARO paragraphs are there. Right? You can export this, generate the report in a different languages also. But we don't go other than English, so I have not covered that. But different regional language approach is also available. So this is your CARO 2020 reporting checklist. Right? So this is one aspect which I wanted to focus upon. Before I proceed, any questions anybody has? Yes. Yes. You need a mic? ये दे सकते हैं. So you can test your volume of voice today.
So I appreciate all this, but when we put forward a documentation in front of the regulators, for that matter, if it's a PI client where NFRA gets involved, how do we demonstrate to the regulators, SFIO, NFRA, MCA, the peer review board, the FRRB, that we have exercised the professional judgment and professional skepticism in performing our audit procedures and our audit documentation. For that matter, if there's a material misstatement, I also go into this AI technology and draft my basis for qualified opinion based on this. Where is it that I've exercised my professional judgment and skepticism in drafting all this and in performing the audit procedures?
So what's your name?
My name is Percy Irani.
Excellent question. And I was about to address this. Good that you've already brought in ahead of the discussion where I reached. Now, just for the benefit of others, his main concern is how do I demonstrate professional judgment, skepticism, auditor's judgment in arriving at the opinion, which is a prerequisite for an audit, correct? Can we use AI for that? Can we take their brain for that? Okay, so we'll take a poll. How many of you think that AI will help us? We can raise hands. Okay. So I think we are going to have a mix of the audience, and it's a wonderful question, sir. And to those who have raised the hand, I want to bring to your notice, and it's a sincere request, never ever ask AI to draw inferences, to use professional skepticism on your behalf. That's the only role which AI will never do. So the point is, where do I use AI? See, whatever I have generated, do we really need an auditor's opinion or skepticism or a professional judgment here? No. This is the infrastructure of the audit. This is a prerequisite of the audit. As part of audit documentation, I would need all of this, correct? And there are ways of managing this by subscribing to some software or maintaining some audit documentation in Excel, Word, right? All that I have replaced it with a software like this. That's it. What goes inside is based on the brain of an auditor. We should never ask AI that if you were on my shoes, what observation you would do, what inference you will draw. The day you do that, you are going in a different direction and using AI incorrectly. Because the moment your observations will be challenged by anybody, any third parties, investors, bankers, lenders, or even those charged with corporate governance, you are held accountable for replying or giving clarification to your own audit report. You are the one who is signing. So never take AI's assistance there. But if you give documents to AI and you want to find something, which is my second phase of my session, where from the data I want to extract something. I have a 500-page agreement, and I want to go through this to understand whether the accounting treatment is as per the agreement clauses, whether my client really needs to pay income tax on that or not. So to get that fact from the document, use AI. But once the fact is given to you, then don't use AI. Then apply your own judgment and skill, which is our institute's guidance also. Hope I have answered your question correctly, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Anything else you want me to add to complete the other part?
Sir, you also said use of assumptions and rationale.
Yes.
How do we demonstrate that the assumptions and rationales used is that of the individual auditor or audit team, rather than the AI throwing out these assumptions and rationales?
My answer again, sir, will remain the same. Assumptions are individual basis. And that's why if you see, till today, our audit reports are opinion based. They are not certification. Like when I do forensics investigation, I only state the facts in my report. If I don't have the facts, I cannot put it in the forensic investigation report. Whereas in our stat audit, it's an opinion. An opinion is majorly based on what? Our assumptions and professional skepticism. So there again, sir, my answer will remain the same. AI will not help you. Even if you ask AI what assumption I should take, suppose it has given you 7 assumptions, and according to your 30 years of experience, you are not in agreement with those assumptions, then you will be confused. Should I go with what AI is suggesting, or should I use my own 30 years of experience? So wherever I go in whichever forum, I always request our professional members that never ever use AI for something where you need to decide. AI cannot decide on ourselves. Human intelligence will prevail over AI for such things. Only and only use AI for things which I am showcasing here, which is time consuming, right? Now, Have we become chartered accountants for this? For drafting checklists, maintaining audit logs and all that? Leave it to them. Yes, sir. Sir, just a second. He is giving you a mic.
What I could understand, let me simplify. If a patient goes to the doctor, a doctor advises you go for MRI. After MRI, doctor takes a decision. Correct? And MRI is nothing but the AI. Correct? MRI itself doesn't say that आप ये करो, वो करो, दवा लो, मत लो. Am I right?
Correct,
I fully understood. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Miss Sir.
My machine learning is updated now. I'll quote this example next time onwards.
But I give you many examples, sir.
No, it's a valid example, sir.
No,
and
see,
you nicely explained.
I tell you, I am the visiting faculty, and I could notice how human brain works. If you ask me how far is the Amsterdam from the London, sir, मुझे नहीं मालूम. हाँ, दादर से प्रभादेवी कितना दूर है मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ. दादर से चलिए ट्रेन में टाइम कितना लगेगा, फास्ट में स्लो में मैं बता सकता हूँ. I'm traveling since 45 years. So anything which is really we know, we can comment on that.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
AI is our assistant, not our boss.
Absolutely.
Finally, opinion is formed by us. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
No, thank you for adding these points.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Amit Vikram. I engage in forensic audits. Just as you said, we can use AI beneficially to save time. Suppose I have an EPC contract on hand and I want to summarize it for the purposes of my audit to see whether there is any adverse finding in the EPC contract which has been violated, potentially violated, suspected to be. Now, can I ask AI to summarize it? It summarizes it, and will it be prudent on my part as a forensic audit professional to just rely on its summarization rather than going through the EPC contract on my own, clause by clause?
Again, very good question, Amit ji. Again, the art of asking, which we call it as a prompt engineering, right? That will determine how much reliance you can put on the outcome given by the GPTs. So, if you just plainly write a simple prompt, then the answer will be mediocre. It also depends upon which model, whom you are asking. Say, for example, if a prompt requires a lot of analytics, right, and a lot of in-depth understanding. So, there is a feature that you have to enable. I'll just show you as a demonstration. You have to enable deep research. Or you have to ask a model which is having more reasoning ability. Okay, let me show you. So it also depends whom you are asking, right? If a difficult question is asked to an article and you are expecting a pro-level answer, it will not give you. So the art lies in whom you are asking and how you are asking. This GPTs needs context, which is what is missing. Say for example, ahead of 15 September, I went to GPT, I gave a prompt and I gave certain facts that what are the avenues of income of my client, and then I am asking calculate advance tax. What is the context here? The context is because the advance tax due date is approaching, I want GPT to tell me how much my client should pay as an advance tax. So the context is to derive the advance tax number. Now, let us say I am giving the same prompt on 29th of December, or rather November. 15 September is gone. Now we are on 29th of September, right? Or October. What is the purpose of giving this prompt now? I want to verify whether the client has submitted advance tax amount, paid advance tax amount, whether it is exactly matching with what he would have paid. Suppose he has paid 1 lakh and my GPT says 1,05,000. So he has underpaid. So my context has changed depending upon when I am asking. So if the same prompt is written before 15 September, the context was different. If the same prompt given after 15 September, my context is different. That is what is missing in our prompt. So writing a prompt is a very, very important thing. And therefore, if you see the prompt that I have shown you, it has got all the ingredients to generate such a fantastic output. It is not easy to get such a complex output in 10 minutes. It is the prompt that I have given. The training which I have given to my GPT over a period of last 2 years, it has generated a result like this. So the point is, you have to spend 10-15 minutes every day onto these GPTs to get something like this. Yes, sir.
Sir, it's one of the sharing. When you travel by the Ola, Uber or by your car, Google Baba is showing you the way.
Right.
He said you take first left and by mistake you take the second left. अब ये नहीं बोलेगा बेवकूफ सेकंड क्यों लिया, वो आप बताएगा now you take this. This is the limitation of the AI.
Correct.
Second, if I send the WhatsApp to you and you have put the finger on the WhatsApp, the dot becomes blue. करेक्ट एंड व्हाट अदर आई अज्यूम कि साहब ने देख लिया है. सर वो आपने उसको पढ़ा है, ये ज़रूरी नहीं है. आपने उस फिंगर रखा, वो ब्लू हो गया, दैट्स इट. दिस इज द लिमिटेशन ऑफ एआई. अगर मैं सोचता हूँ अमित साहब ने मेरा व्हाट्सअप देखा, जवाब नहीं दिया, क्या चक्कर है. चक्कर इतना ही है, टेक्नोलॉजी की अपनी लिमिटेशंस है, दैट्स इट. और हम ह्यूमन ब्रेन के लिए कोई नहीं है. ह्यूमन ब्रेन ने एआई को बनाया है, एआई ने ह्यूमन ब्रेन को नहीं बनाया, बना भी नहीं सकती. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Amit ji, just to show you the other part of your question, you have to always go with the reasoning models. They are very good at when you are asking something like that. So, to draw inferences or summarize something, reasoning model will always give you, along with deep research or a thinking hat on, a better outcome than any ordinary Bayes model.
Amish?
Yeah. You just need to wait till the mic comes to you.
Amish, can I ask you a question? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in case of using machine learning and you ask the system to analyze, let's say, skin issue or eyes issue or something, medical stuff, it's able to analyze the data much better than a human being and come with some result. There have been experiments which have proved this. So what I want to say is that we must push AI to as much as it's possible for it to give a good answer to us and then use our opinion. Is that a good idea?
I'm afraid I had to differ from your view. You cannot push AI beyond a point. It is the way it is. Like yesterday you learned hallucination, right? Can I tell AI, do not hallucinate, and from tomorrow onwards it will stop hallucinating?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So certain inherent characteristics are already built into this technology. And as I said, always remember that this technology is like a human being. No matter how much we grow in terms of our career, in terms of our profession, in terms of our age, some of the unique thing about us will remain with us forever. Nothing can change us. Right? So, I slightly back with your point that you cannot push AI to get something better because the knowledge base that comes through various sources is not within our control. Right? Okay, we'll take your one question because now I have got a mandate to finish in 5 minutes.
So I'll combine my question.
You combine, that would be wonderful.
So basically what I can see is you are using the pro versions, but generally what we use is the free version. So will the output differ? And could you give us suggestions for what particular type of research or work, what particular AI, for example, Perplexity or Google LM or Claude, what should be used? Because I saw you using Claude and Perplexity for different purposes. So for what purpose, can you just delve more into it? Third, what...
Sir, सिर्फ दो please. आपका नाम क्या है सर?
Sir, Morvin. Morvin Camden.
So, since your second question requires some more time for me to explain, I would suggest you join our AICA Level 1 course. 3 days, we will give you 100% insights. Trust me. because I cannot summarize the answer and I would want to justify my answer, but considering the time at hand, I'll not be able to give the answer to the second point. But just to give you an answer to your first point, you need to train GPTs. That is an art that you need to learn. If I have to just sum up, and that requires a lot of patience and a lot of methodologies that you need to learn. And that's why I sincerely suggest you come there, we'll give you, see, free versions, and I always quote this, that when the product is free, we are the products. I repeat, when the product is free, we are the products. And in our profession, we are custodians of client data. In our office, more than my data, my client's data resides. And it is my professional and moral responsibility to maintain my client's data confidential. Now, these free versions, they are like a test drive, right? मान लो सर ने मर्सिडीज़ ले ली और मुझे भी मर्सिडीज़ लेना है, तो मैं इतनी बड़ी कार ऐसे ही नहीं ले लूँगा. I'll call for a test drive. अब जो टेस्ट ड्राइव के लिए कार आया, कैन आई टेल द ड्राइवर कि अभी इसी को रख जा, मैं यही ले लूँगा. I'll go with a brand new, with all the features up and running. So this demo versions are not for us. This is for an ordinary human being. And I always tell one more thing. We are only 500,000 chartered accountants in India. और अपनी इंडिया का पॉपुलेशन कितना है? 1.43 billion. You divide 500,000 with 1.43 billion. We are that minority which doesn't even come in the calculator. Can we have a round of applause for ourselves? We deserve it, right? We are that minority professionals. Our brain is so unique that we are only handful in the entire populated country of India. So, friends, free is not for us. Stop using freewares. It is going to really hamper, and with DPDP Act, a lot of privacy-related regulations are going to, in future, come up with a lot of stringent regulatory requirements, which will hamper our practice in future. Maybe soon ICAI will also come up with this guideline. So my humble request to you, stop using freewares. And yes, freeware and the paid version, the answer quality really differs because you don't get those features like deep thinking, study mode, advanced reasoning models, you don't get them. Yeah? And soon we'll see you on AICA level 1. Okay? Friends, considering the time at hand, I had to wind up my session, but it was good interacting with all of you, and you all have taken a good decision to be here so that you can start your journey getting inducted into this technology. Continue the momentum and make your own version 2.0 by becoming AI-empowered chartered accountant. On that note, thank you very much.
So thank you, sir, Amish sir, for sparing your time to address the members. And I can say that not only Vipra who introduced sir is sir's student, but I can also proudly say that, sir, I am also a student, so that I also got your learnings in AI level 1 certificate course. And sir is so occupied right now in overseas commitments also of ICI. Still in midst of that, once we called, he told that कुछ भी हो जाए, day 1 हो या day 2 हो, मैं एक दिन यहाँ जरूर आऊँगा. So that's a love for all the members we have, and you are trying to empower all of us. So thank you, sir, for being here. Thanks a lot.